Well, so last video में बताया था कि I went 200 kilometers to watch Ram Reddy की film Jugnuma, and this cinematic journey was like
a car, Uber, where you love the music, you love the temperature of the air condition, you love the driver, and a nice fun conversation is going on, but you don't know where it is going. What is the destination?
So film release हुई थी limited screens पर, of course because it was not a star-laden drama, but a slow, reflective dream. फिल्म देखने गया मैं स्टूपिड प्रोफेसर साहब के साथ, cause we share our love for ढेर सारा पैरेलल सिनेमा. तो जाहिर है कि रिव्यू भी हम दोनों मिलकर के करेंगे. So I don't know how to start the review exactly, cause while watching the film, I was feeling lost. And that is precisely what the film intends to do. And as Professor Saab said,
I believe this is the elephant in the screening room.
So welcome to Naitik's unpopular take on Ram Reddy की फिल्म जुगनुमा, जो दिखाई गई थी बर्लिनार इंटरनेशनल फिल्म फेस्टिवल 2024 में और अब आई है इंडियन थिएटर्स में. So the film is a visual treat to the eyes. खुलती है exotic Himalayan village में 16 mm के grainy screen पर, giving us a hint कि शायद जो सब कुछ आपकी आंखों के सामने हो रहा है वो असल में हो ही ना. It might be a dream sequence, a mythical fable, या भूले बिसरे यादों से निकला कुछ आधा अधूरा सा, faded जैसा. क्योंकि दीपक डोबरियाल का ओल्ड सेल्फ इस स्टोरी को नरेट करता है कुछ ऐसे.
1989 का बसंत था.
Set in the late 1980s, the film tells the story of... Wait, does it even have a story to tell?
I believe that it's not a story-first film. It's not something that the director wanted to tell in a linear plot. It's not a story-first film. It's more of an affective film, a sort of experience film. It's like going into a weather where you love it. So I enjoyed the pauses, the silences, the hush around the entire that screen, the chattering of people going here and there. I loved it. I loved those punctum moments got under my skin.
फिल्म के फर्स्ट फ्रेम में मेन कैरेक्टर देव अपने कंधों पर लोशन लगा रहा है, showing almost idyllic lifestyle. His household is all comfortable, complete with a happy nuclear family, only to be disrupted by repeated incidents of fire in his estate. So the film opens up to you not as a story, but as a meditative, surreal dream. सुनील बोरकर की cinematography beautifully captures the idyllic peace, खुशियां और tension building.
There were several, I would say, leftover scenes. For example, a glance held a few seconds long, a veranda with footstep sounds like someone is there but we can't see that, so there were several scenes. People were very believable. They were just roaming around. So these were not just characters, not the scenes. These were textures where the story came from.
फिल्म के कुछ खूबसूरत पलों में से एक, जब फैमिली के सभी लोग साथ बैठते हैं अराउंड अ बॉनफायर, इज द मोस्ट मेडिटेटिव मोमेंट ऑफ द फिल्म. कोई कुछ नहीं कहता, एक दूसरे को देखते हैं, मुस्कुराते हैं, आंखें बंद करते हैं और खोलते हैं. यू फील अ लॉन्ग लॉस्ट फ्रीडम, अ लॉन्ग लॉस्ट पीस इन दैट मोमेंट, एंड दिस इज एग्जैक्टली द पॉइंट जहां पर ये फिल्म ट्राइज टू हिंट सम पॉलिटिकल अंडरटोन्स इन इट. देन द वे दे स्टेयर एट द स्टार्स, छोटी छोटी खुशियों की चाहत, बाकी सब फसाद, जैसा कि इसका खूबसूरत सा टाइटल सॉन्ग sung by Piyush Mishra hints at.
तारों का आसमां जुनू का रेला है, मन भारी था कभी.
स्ट्रेस किसी वायलेंट फॉर्म में नहीं आता, एक झटके की तरह नहीं आता, वो आता है पीसफुली. सो लाइफ की सेटिंग, उसका पेस, सब कुछ वैसा का वैसा ही बना रहता है. बदल जाते हैं तो बस किरदारों के चेहरे के एक्सप्रेशंस. You feel the sorrow with Manoj Bajpayee's soft and idle expressions. He grows depressed and yet calm. My God, this actor is making me a fan of him.
Manoj Bajpayee was mind-blowing. He was mind-blowing. It was like I'm watching someone. I'm sitting there and watching someone living his life. He didn't perform. He was the man he was performing. He was there in the character. And so is Deepak Dobriyal. And so are the other characters. All these characters. It was like they were allergic to melodrama. It was just life in its plainest, simplest, most trivial form. It was life. And so it wasn't spoon feeding us, these characters, but it was like they were seasoning the air just to feel us the taste of a nice film. So the performance, the contrasts, its restraint, these are the things I really enjoyed, and they didn't bore me. So all these things did not make the film boring. They deepened it. They made it slow so that as an audience I can breathe.
And when his wife sings, the talented and mature Priyanka Bose, the way he observes her, the way Priyanka remains composed against her husband's stress. She is a gem, actually. एंड दीपक डोबरियाल, इतने कलर्स हैं ना इस एक्टर में, ही इज मेड ऑफ मच मोर देन द कॉमेडीज। फिल्म में बहुत से धागे एक साथ खुलते हैं। अ हर्मिट whose voice the daughter can hear without even talking to him। आग किसने लगाया? क्या गांव वालों को अब भी पेस्टिसाइड्स के यूज से सच में प्रॉब्लम है? क्या देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ क्लास कॉन्फ्लिक्ट? क्या सिस्टम ही विलन है? पर स्टोरी, डोंट नो।
Brings its meaning, its experience from its texture and time and the way it is shot rather than in explanations. It was not a explanatory film.
Well, the film is not interested in telling a story, and rather in showing an exotic world entirely made up of fading memories, unreliable narrators, and slow moments of a calm life, जहां पर आप least expect करते हो किसी किस्म का disruption। मगर जब disruption आता है तो इस यूनिवर्स के लोगों को कुछ पता ही नहीं कि इसे डील कैसे करना है। They seem to be situated in a world completely distant from their natural habitat, and that is what film is precisely about. परियों की कहानी तिलोत्तमा शॉमे, she is magical in her cameo appearance. Well, ये फिल्म भी थोड़ी सी डिस्टेंट लगती है owing to the difference between its form and content. You never know exactly what it wants to say. कोई plot thread कभी सॉल्व ही नहीं होता, इनफैक्ट ढंग से डेवलप तक नहीं होता है।
I could not enjoy the first 30-35 minutes. I was having fun, but I was not sure where this is leading me to. The film was a bit ambiguous, a bit lengthy, especially in the initial scenes. For 30-35 minutes, I was not sure what this is talking about, what is the agenda of the director. And since it was not a suspense film, I assume I should be told. This is my personal belief. Although I enjoyed the restrained nature of the film, still I believe that the minimalism that it was trying to achieve was good. It was nice. But at some times, it felt that the film is trying to withhold itself. It is not trying to show me anything. And things are just happening without any reason.
फिल्म में मैजिक रियलिज्म भी है to make the case a bit more justifiable and at the same time complex. Dave literally flies with a बड़ा सा पंख जो उसने अपने वर्कशॉप में खुद से बनाया है। अब इस ट्रोप को अगर किसी विजिबल प्लॉट लाइन से रिलेट कर पाते तो शायद अच्छा लगता। Otherwise, it is open to various interpretations, even as a joke to a potentially serious tale like the film. Unpopular take ये है कि ये कहानी किसी नॉवेल या शॉर्ट स्टोरी में उभरती बड़ी खूबसूरत सी लगती। Imagine the plot line as a magic realist novel of Garcia Marquez और सलमान रश्दी। पर फिल्म के ट्रीटमेंट में, with all due respect, I'm personally not convinced. So I watched Santosh, Girls Will Be Girls, All We Imagine As Light, All That Breathes, A Night of Knowing Nothing. ये वो फिल्में हैं जो पिछले कुछ सालों में फिल्म फेस्टिवल से होकर के इंडिया आई। Each frame to them was an experience. Each frame to them was poetry, no doubt. जुगनुमा मगर जिन प्लॉट लाइंस पर शुरू होती है उसमें सोशियो पॉलिटिकल एक्सप्लोरेशन के लिए ढेर सारा स्कोप था, मगर फिल्म महज अपने फॉर्म पर, अपने ग्रीनी फुटेज और हिमालयन विजुअल अपील पर शुरू होकर वहीं खत्म हो जाती है। एंड इट डजंट इवन केयर टू से एनीथिंग। Initially, it appears कि फिल्म जो है बताना नहीं चाहती, दिखाना चाहती है, which aligns with the basic principle of cinema, let's say, not to tell, rather to show. पर फिर जो कंटेंट है वो अपने फॉर्म को दगा देना शुरू कर देता है। फिल्म दिखाने से ज्यादा बताना शुरू कर देती है। दीपक डोबरियाल की नैरेटिंग वॉइस स्टार्ट्स बिकमिंग इरिटेटिंग एट टाइम्स। प्लॉट में कुछ अनवील होता ही नहीं और जो पता चल रहा है वो हमें फीड किया जा रहा है। Now the question is why this film should be watched. So because of two primary reasons. First,
It's restrained. In a world where we have films and so many Bollywood films, the director, the entire crew, the cinema itself, it likes they are spoon feeding us the story. They keep tapping on our shoulder to explain themselves, to expose themselves. So I like how overall the film presented a sort of contradictory images. So at the one hand, we have beauty, the luscious green mountains and beauty all around, and then we have this discomfort. We are not very comfortable watching that beauty, that scenery. At the other hand, we have intimacy between people, between Deepak Dobriyal's character, and Manoj Bajpayee's character, the family, the workers. We can see that they are very intimate, but there was a sense of distance there. It was quiet all around, but the threat of noise was looming somewhere there. So the film beautifully presented and amalgamated these contrasts. It was contradicting in nature.
in the time when Indian cinema is dominated by the hyper-masculine loudness and spoon-feeding, the formula films, this film descends upon you as a contemplation, as a reverie, or as a trance over life. The slice of life, with all its acceptance of myths, magic, sorrow, and meaninglessness, love, and its discord, seems like it's been made to subvert the viewer's expectation at each step with each frame. The film blurs the line between the real and surreal, authentic and fiction. रुको, अब यहाँ तक आ ही गए हो तो लाइक सब्सक्राइब भी करके जाओ और फॉलो भी कर लो। यू कैन कमेंट योर एक्सपीरियंस अबाउट व्यूइंग दिस फिल्म। अच्छा लगे तो शेयर भी कर देना। मिलते हैं जल्द नए मूवी रिकमेंडेशंस के साथ।